So yesterday we looked at putting a dielectric sphere in a field within the medium of conductivity epsilon r, and we had basically tried to come to terms with using the boundary conditions d1n equaling to d2n, and from d equals epsilon e, coming up to being able to get the d1n being the epsilon naught. So epsilon naught is for the external, so the e external r, but we look at the boundary, which is at the surface of the dielectric sphere, being the same as the conductivity of the inside, which is the conductivity of the sphere. Then E now R, and where R is the radius of the sphere. And once we were there, we needed now to substitute, and after substituting, we equated two sides. So this would imply that the epsilon naught E nu E naught PL cos theta plus summation over L L plus 1 E nu PL 8 minus L plus 2 PL cos theta. This will be equal to the right hand side, and this is going to be this should be the longest stroke of the equation. So this will be equal to the epsilon 1 for the immediate, the epsilon 1 in epsilon, E naught PL cos theta minus summation over L, then LL A to the L minus 1, and this would be multiplied by the polynomial L cos theta, then we close off this part. And this would be the fact that these are coefficients of PL cos theta, this one here, meaning that since the general polynomials are linearly independent, then the coefficients of these polynomials is also equal. So we say that equating coefficients of corresponding orders of Legendre polynomials, orders of Legendre polynomials, we obtain, once we equate them, we obtain the dA to the minus 2 equaling 0 for L equal to 0. This is our equation 2. Equation 1 was about the L equal to PL minus this BL here, which when it is 0, then this would be B naught. So B naught, A to the, this is 0, A power minus 2. This side here, we don't have any B. So then we get it being equal to 0. On the other side, on the other hand, this E naught here would be equal to the epsilon naught E naught. So epsilon naught into E naught plus 2B 1 A to the minus 3 would be equal to epsilon 1 into E naught minus L1, and this is for when we put L equal to 1. It is Mwezi who was saying that what if we got 0 and then we also add for when L equal to 1. Let me see. And then we would have epsilon naught into, if I can use the actual brackets, into L plus 1 BL A to the power minus L plus 2 is equal to epsilon 1 into minus L AL A to the L minus 1. This is for any of the errors that would be greater than 1. And we call this one equation 4. I am now adjusting the speed. I spend more time on the other one so that you know what is going on. So now, in your free time, you can always gang up like a group up and then you find out two things at your level. So from equation 1, which was BL equal to, from equation 1, which was AL equal to BL to the minus 12 plus 1, then we will have that A naught is equal to B naught A to the power minus 1, implying that A naught is equal to 0. Using equation 1, A1 would be equal to B1 A to the power minus 3. You can call this one equation 5. Substituting in equation, in equation 3, then we would have equation 3 is epsilon naught into E naught plus 2B1 A minus 3, which we are saying is equal to A1 is B1 A to minus 3. So where there is B1 A minus 3, we put A1, so that would be 2A1. And this should be equal to epsilon 1 into this right hand side is E naught minus A1, which is okay. So it's E naught minus A1. And then we can now do the simplification. This would imply that we got 2 epsilon naught plus epsilon 1 into A1 being the same as epsilon 1 minus epsilon naught into E naught. And this would imply that A1 would be equal to epsilon 1 minus epsilon naught over epsilon 2 epsilon naught plus epsilon 1 into E naught. And this will be our equation 6. There's no physics in here that I'm doing other than doing algebra. Algebra or calculus, which one is it? Both, Equation 5. Equation 5 gives B1 equaling A1 at positive 3. And this would imply that B1, if we substitute for A1 there, will be the same as epsilon 1 minus epsilon naught over 2 epsilon naught plus epsilon 1 into the A1 is this. And so now we multiply by the this one is still part of A1, so this would be A cubed E naught. This gives rise to equation 7. I continue with algebra. So I got a constants, not constant, but now I got A and B. And for L equal to 1, I got A1 and B1. So substitute equation 1 into equation 4, substituting, just for substituting equation 1 in 4 gives epsilon naught into L plus 1 En A to the minus L plus 2 is equal to epsilon 1 into minus LBL A to the minus 2L plus 1 then A to the L minus 1, implying that this would be epsilon R into L plus 1 MPL A to the minus L plus 2 equaling to epsilon 1 into minus L BL A to the minus L plus 2. Thus, for L greater than 1, then we would have epsilon naught into, thus, epsilon naught into L plus 1. This is crazy. How do I have these kind of brackets at the same time? Into then plus epsilon 1 L should equal to into BL should equal to 0. This is for orders of the polynomials above 1. Same. What the hell is the problem? A receipt. It is here. You sit there. Are you short-sighted? Are you short-sighted? excited?
Okay.
You can imagine you tell someone to come get a little information which is not yet contaminated. And then he says, not now, I don't want to. It's like how they told this guy, take this talent and go make money. He said, no, I don't want to be rich. I fear debts, keep your money. And the guy who had been given 5 said, bring more. Yeah, I'm ready to risk. That's how some of you will die poor. Because you don't want to risk. Somehow, like, I don't want to risk. You keep your things. Yeah, I'm okay. You lose nothing. Risk, even if they put you in jail, you go there, there's also understanding there. They call it University of Understanding. Since epsilon naught is greater than 0, then of course epsilon 1 would be also greater than 0, because the permittivity of an electric should be far better than the electric of free space. So if that of free space is above 1, definitely the one of the modality of the dielectric sphere is. So we can conclude that it is not the epsilon naught or epsilon 1 which would make these things goes to 0. It must be something else. And if that is the case, we conclude that it could be these BMOs that will be equal to 0 for any errors above 1, implying that L also will be equal to 0 for when you have L greater than 0. Now the final solutions, remember we have 2 potentials, the one in the median, the one on the exterior. For the potential are V exterior being equal to V naught, V exterior R theta being equal to the V naught plus the epsilon 1 minus epsilon naught. This was the A of epsilon 1 plus 2 epsilon naught in E naught A cubed cos theta over R squared, and then the V median R theta will be equal to V naught plus epsilon 1 minus epsilon naught over epsilon 1 plus 2 epsilon naught in E naught R cos theta. Since the V naught is the same as the minus E naught R cos theta, so when we substitute that, we will be able to make it look a little bit more fashionable. Since V naught is equal to minus, or since minus V naught is equal to E naught R cos theta, from grad V minus grad V equals to E, then we can get V naught at that. So we get our exterior potential or external potential V R theta to equal to minus plus epsilon 1 minus epsilon naught over epsilon 1 plus 2 epsilon naught in V naught R cos theta. And V in R theta will be equal to I think this is in R, not external. So this is in R. And this should reduce to, if you try to apply, this would be minus epsilon 1 minus epsilon 2 epsilon E naught plus epsilon 1 minus epsilon naught over epsilon 1 plus 2 epsilon naught, so it reduces to the minus 3 epsilon naught over the epsilon 1 plus 2 epsilon naught in naught R cos theta. This is still V in R theta. Therefore, we can have our immediate potential being the same as minus 3 epsilon naught over epsilon 1 plus 2 epsilon naught, then multiplied by, we can take back the R cos theta as the Z, so this will be E naught Z. So we got the nano potential. Once we got the nano potential, then we can now find out the external potential, given that V naught equals minus E naught R cos theta. So we notice that what was our main interest? What was the exam about? What were we supposed to find? Nobody wants to know. We just calculation of the potential at any point for the case in which a dielectric sphere already I say is placed in a way it wasn't specific whether inner or external, but we got get the two. So we notice that the immediate field from that expression, we notice that the immediate field is constant. Is constant and uniform. Yes, please.
I think that's supposed to be external. You have the first thing.
Which is supposed to be external? Yes, we get the final solutions. We had two of them, isn't it? Because I've already wrote. After saying we conclude that BL equal to 0 for L equal to 1, it implied that L equal to 0 for L over 0. And the final solutions for the potentials where V exterior, we got that. V immediate, we got that. Now for V naught equal to minus E naught R cos theta, we now worked on the immediate. And we are just concluding that, we are not saying that the immediate field is constant and uniform. So once we have announced that, we can find it out from this being area. And then get the in area, that is the nano electric field would be the same as E is equal to minus log B, which is Kali V in area over mean by Kali Z. So once we do that, there is no other variable, so we just end up with 3 minus 3 epsilon naught over epsilon 1 plus 2 epsilon naught E naught. So this would be the same as 3 epsilon naught over epsilon 1 plus 2 epsilon naught. So this is then multiplied by E naught. So this is what we mean by being constant. Constant because it is not depending on any variable. The epsilon 1 is a constant, epsilon naught is a constant, E naught is a constant, 2 is a constant. And it's got to be uniform. If it is constant, it's uniform. It's not varying. It is not changing by any variable. And you can be stubborn and go on and start doing the rest of what would be the immediate electric displacement. So the electric displacement of in the area of the dielectric sphere would come from D in area being the same as epsilon. In area is epsilon 1 inside the dielectric sphere. So it will be B in area being the same as epsilon 1, E in area. So that means that D in area is the same as the epsilon 1, because that's the permittivity of the dielectric sphere. Then E in area. And that means that the D in area will be equal to epsilon 1 multiplied by this, so it will be 3 epsilon 1, epsilon naught over epsilon 1 plus 2 epsilon naught, and then multiplied by the E naught. And you can go ahead and you can be more impressive and say that D in area will be equal to, we combine these two. When we combine these two, what we get? D naught. So this will be 3 epsilon 1 or epsilon 1 plus 2 epsilon naught into D naught. Where D naught is the epsilon naught, D naught. Thus, we can say that if the permittivity of the dielectric sphere is greater than the permittivity of free space, which should be the case, then what would happen to the electric field density inside the dielectric? What would be the electric field density, electric field in the immediate compared to that of the free space? When you insert a dielectric in electric field, the dielectric becomes polarized. It develops an inano electric field. What we are talking about here, that in E media would be the resultant of the external that caused the induction or the inducement or polarization, and then plus the one which now resulted from the polarization. And it cannot be greater than what caused it. So that means the E in area will be less than enough. But how about the electric displacement? What would be the relationship between the D immediate and B naught? Huh? What would be about the electric displacement in the area compared to the D naught, or should we say D naught or the exterior? You can go look at other scenarios and see how everything is getting up. For me, this is where I stop in terms of the examples. Yes? Which one? This one here? That it is equal to what? We are just replacing this one.
So it means this one is epsilon 1.
This one here. Yeah. The reason I'm laughing is how you make me suffer, then you say now, like a lawyer, eh? You see lawyers cram stuff, and when they come, they start citing what they cram, and then they walk around saying they are smart. Me who chops this stuff, they think I'm not a learned friend. For them who cram, they cram and say, according to the case of the London Mayor and the City Council of London, this was decided. They cram. Others, you find them with files like this. Then they are opening, then they split to the judge. And the judge does not judge because they are facts. It's just because someone had a nightmare. But me, I chop. So, any quarrel about the so far the rectangular where we had our two electrodes, one kept at potential Benon, we got an uncharged conducting sphere, we put it in the field, we started the field, we got a potential both inside on the surface and on the outside. We said, okay, that sounds like easy because it's a conducting one. Now we moved on, made it to the dielectric one. We have seen the circumstances. And remember, we are doing all this because at the end of the day, it is all about when you start carrying the electric fields or start diverging them, and then when you eventually make them produce an electromagnetic field, we try to see how this also affects the magnetic field. How about if we diverge the magnetic field lines? If we make it the strength of this field, the edge, and then diverging the edge. We are doing this because at the end of the day, we want to know how we can communicate by sending an electric field as far away as possible. That's why we are nosing around, understanding if we have a sphere somewhere in the space, and we are having these electric field lines being sent, how does that sphere affect our fields? Or how can it be, made as a detector to detect what is happening around? That's why we are dancing around all this stuff. But at the end of the day, when we reach Maxwell's equation, that's when we would have started the course. For now, we are trying just to beat around the bush, understanding what is around us. So, rectangular done, spherical done. So now let's look at how we can solve the potential problem using Laplace's equation in cylindrical coordinates. So Laplace's equation in cylindrical, Laplace's equation in cylindrical currents. So I hope you all got the message. I don't remember whether I hit the same button, but on where I sent you that now the online assignment 1 is ready. Think over 7 numbers. I don't remember the 100 or 7. And then test 1, of course, we agreed. Those who were not there yesterday. Test 1, which will cover whatever we have taught today. No, Monday. Whatever I would have covered on Monday. Where I will put a full stop on Monday is where the test will begin from. Pardon? It is a what? It's too late.
This week.
I said that. I said if you choose, I remember very well. I said if you choose to do the test from 3 to 4, then of course automatically I would have stopped Monday. But if you choose to do it from 4 to 5, where I would have stopped in the previous hour. You remember me saying that and then you laughed? So how can you say I said that why I would have stopped? The confuser is the confused one. I don't understand. Yes, I can still cover too much today. I still got 1 hour 15 minutes. You know, I don't know. Students, you don't know. I started here and most lecturers didn't know me. And I used to sit there in class, I never used to do it. Why do I hustle with the lecturer when I know whatever is, I will make sure whatever is being written here is done, I go away. No hustle. And for you it is worse. I put notes on Umwere, the textbook is on Umwere, there are videos of up to 2013. Can you imagine? This example I did of the conducting sphere, there is that's the most watched video of mine of 2013. But I uploaded it, I think, in 2013, but actually I taught it in 2012. It has 7K views, 7.4K views. So, continue slowing me down. And then I'll be there. Camera will be looking at you in the test. So, I also want you to pass, you know. My interest is to make sure you understand when I'm in class. It's not about the test. The test is because the test and exam is because the university wants to see your marks. Otherwise, I would want to just choke for you numbers.
Yes.
That's what I would want to do. In all courses I teach, I would just want to choke numbers. But of course, I'm forced to give a test. That's why sometimes one student came to me early morning, sometime back. He had been taking electricity and magnetism. And then he came to me and said, "Sir, you know, it's like he was disappointed by the school system. And I'm not surprised to be in Chibuli and then you end up on education. That means your teacher just filled it for you." And so he came and said, "In Chibuli we used to do hard numbers, a lot of them, but now when I came here, you give what you give in assignment." By then I was still giving assignment for people to write. And then there's rocks and then still, so he had failed. So he was complaining that I'm not giving thought-provoking things. I bring things in the assignment, I bring the same numbers in a test, I bring the same numbers in exam. So after he narrated, I really got annoyed inside. I told him, now, what are you trying to insinuate? That you are too smart that when things become simple, you fail over. I told him, had you gotten an 8 or 9 or something, and then you come and say, I'm bored. You give me numbers which came in an assignment, came in a test, came in an exam, and I passed everything. Actually, you undermarked me, I should have 100. So I'm bored. But he hadn't taken. And he had the confidence to talk to me early morning. I felt like I should just laugh the fella, but I just told him off. I said, please, I do it intentionally. You are under pressure when you are here. If I start bringing questions which are thought-provoking that I want you to think in exam, all of you will get 0. And you will not think anything anyway. That's why I try to make sure I explain, I show you how things are coming about. Then in exam, you should be able to just give me what you remember.
Yes.
And then I use a camera to make sure that you don't copy it and come with it. That's why and if I ever get anybody, I've never gotten anybody in my own exam. I will set a record. I will tell the university, no examination committee. He goes or she goes or I go. And now this, I'm in, this should be in the 16th year. It has not happened. If I ever get my student copying after hearing all this time, explaining where, and I get you with a compact or whatever, in my exam, my PFP exam, there is no, how do you call it, tribunal, there is no tribunal. No nonsense like tribunal. I tell the dean or whatever, I'm going or the fellow is going, so choose. If they want you here, I just get my stuff put in the boot of the car, drive home. My home. I go deep.
Okay.
Then they choose you. If you are so important at the university. But I will sue you. I will sue you to court. I will take you to court. So that you don't finish your degree. How do you spoil my integrity?
If I'm waiting for it.
And I'll be having evidence. Remember, the camera will be rolling when I get you, whether you swallow the thing. There is a time when I was imitating someone's paper, and some student was the other side of the lab, and he was copying. So he put his hand here, pick the thing. And when it had gone properly, that's when I looked at him. And it remained there like this. So I don't know. I pray I never get a student in mind because it will be bad. It's very bad. Very bad. I've gotten people in other people's papers, so I have more powers. I just make sure they make, and I don't appear in the tribunal that I'm going to talk about a student who was copy. How? You have evidence, they write a letter, whatever, that statement, and go and do. I don't have time to go into that nonsense. That I say, you were copying, I got you, then what? The truth of the matter is that P7, even some teachers tried to write on the board, I did not look there. I wrote what I knew. I don't want to go around with the first class when I fall. I am comfortable with my upper. Average the upper, but it is from where? Yeah. About what? About what? That's so. Even S4 has a day score. I will come, reach school, put my bag there, go to the exam, chop, go for lunch. After lunch, chop, go home. These people are like, we have a bullet, you know, this, I don't care. Me, I would have done my sport. If they had hope sport me, fine. I read medical 7th edition, all the summaries, those summaries you see at the end, I perused through them before the exam. And when I was climbing the hills, the school I was in Kachinda, every number in Kachinda, if you mention the first 2 words, I tell you the answer. If you say a body of 20 kilograms, then I tell you that is 5 meters per second. That's the acceleration of the other body. Not cramming, not everything, over and over. There's a time when I would be walking home and I'm like, I'm not going to be crazy really. So these days, that's why I don't put so much emphasis in what I'm doing. I just show here, then I throw notes in the office. I don't want to waste my head. So sometimes when I see you just housing in the compound, you are there talking, where do you get that time? So we use but look, just go to where and scroll through. I don't have 25 hours. I also have 24 hours like you. But I make sure when the video is done here, it is uploaded. All experiments, I scan them from the manual, they are now on the web. The instructions for the robot are ready. I've already downloaded the robot programs, I have already tested them. I am here teaching you. I came on time. I don't have extra hours. But for you who have nothing, you walk around like you have everything. What do you have? You haven't gotten the degree, you are still struggling, you are still, your parents are still your landlords. So, you have nothing actually. Until when you graduate, then you start saying, I have a paper. Then you go, you say, I am looking for a job. They say, can you give the papers? You first do like this. Think about it before you give it in. And how would they judge me when they read the paper? Don't you feel guilty that you'll be giving the boss your papers, your transcript, but you first think twice? You give, when you give, you look the other side and as if you are looking at the school premises, how they look like. But there is a second job I had. The first job was where I did school practice. Then the second job, I can tell you. So I went to Vienna. They used to say Vienna, it had just been established. So I went there, looked at the place, it looked nice. So I asked the head of the department, I want to teach here. It looks nice, I want to teach here. He was very young man, so I said, well, currently we don't have a place, but he wrote something and put in a letter, in an envelope. I've never trusted anyone to write something and then I don't look at it. But because I was not bothered, he just gave me the envelope, so I took it to the mistress of Sarah and gave her. I don't remember, I don't know what was in. So when I gave her the thing, I said, I think the guy was called Kaswan. I said, Kaswan has given me this. No, not Kaswan, some other name. I said, he has given me this. So she looked at she opened the envelope, looked at the envelope, she said, tomorrow you bring your documents. Tomorrow when I brought my documents, I found my course-mates of biology. That there was an advert. They call it what? Clocks in the newspapers. This is where they put adverts first. I had not read the advert. So the next day I brought my papers and I got a job. So when I got that job, that's when one day I was late because I was staying in Mukono. So Mukono was, I don't know nowadays how it is, but on a Monday from Mukono, you get a taxi, you first flex. So that bad Monday, I was in my tie on the stage trying to be a gentleman. So the headmistress called me. So I get, hello, yes, Mr. TWINAMASIKO. I said, yes, madam. Where are you? I said, I'm on the stage, and as you know, these taxis are a struggle, but I'll be there in time. I wish I knew I could walk that place. It's just a walkable place. I could have been walking. And then she said, oh, sorry, I thought you were still sleeping. So immediately, I think when I was still calling, some lousy taxi came and I think people didn't like it. I entered. So when I reached school, first thing before class, I went to our office. Do you remember the comment you made when you gave me my papers? Because when I gave her my papers, she said, performed well. So she said, I remember. I said, how the hell do you think I can travel over 400 kilometers to come in Kampala and then I'm sleeping when I have the lesson? I need an apology. She said, I'm sorry. Then I went and talked. How do you tell me I'm sleeping, an old man like me, that I'm sleeping when I'm supposed to be in class? That's an insult. So, better work hard now. For me, they told me, when I was here, I knew doing education, physics, math, and marketing. The guys who were ahead of us, when they went for school practice, they said, school practice, when we went for school practice, it is not easy. There are those old teachers, they are guarding their job, they are principals, their culture. So when you come with e-learning, with Mwele, with the notes on PowerPoint, you are in trouble. They will fight you. They will say, if you are a boy, they say he's making himself attractive to girls. Of course, ladies will not even bother into those things. They will be already having, you will be already having your own problems, other problems, because you become new freshers when you reach at school. Now, I started wondering how it would be. So one day we attended a graduation, and then they said, he has not just got a degree, but a second upper. So I'm like, what the hell is second upper? Someone said, upper is when you get 3.6 CGPA. I don't remember what CGPA I had. From that day, when we are going to do a test, I would be calculating. If I get 7 in this test, in exam I would need how many? If I now calculate what would be the CGPA. That's how I survived. I had a coursemate who got 3.59. 3.59. And he had swag, but he didn't know how to put in more effort. 3.59, that's it. There is no correcting to nearest. There is no rounding off. The rounding off is this nonsense of these days of alchemists and whatever. It is called truncation. Even if you have 3.59999. That's how the CGPA is done. You truncate, you remove, and live with 2 decimal places. It's very painful. But these days you can, this one you can solve. You can just, you get another T and do another course and change it. But nowadays, well, things, we didn't even have that time. We needed to go and do other things. It's not like you who are having, yeah, you seem to have a lot of time when I look at you. If you see how Senabulia walks, you see him having more time. There is some plus or minus like 2 minutes. one is, I want to see you better in the future. That's all. I don't care whether you become better than me. I don't care. I don't remember how many I got in this course, but I'll talk to people who have got 90s in this course, and I give them their 90s. Because if I was taught not so well and I got a 65 or 70, I don't remember, when I am teaching well, why should somebody get below 80? I'll do my part. You too will do. So we use the expression for Laplacian's equation in cylindrical coordinates, which is 1 over r Kali by Kali r inu r Kali v by Kali r plus 1 over r squared Kali squared v by Kali phi squared plus Kali squared v by Kali z squared equal to 0. We shall call this one equation 1. Where this v that we are talking about, or this potential we are looking at, is as a function of the coordinate r, the coordinate phi, and z. And I started this talk because I have reorganized Mwele, even the Mwele main course page, I have organized it. So all these animations for the sphere, how the sphere changes, how the phi, the r and the theta for the spherical coordinates, the r and the phi, the z for cylindrical, and the x, y, z for Cartesian, how they vary. The Cartesian is not there, but because it's common sense for the Cartesian, it's just a simple box, and there is nothing much you can't explain. Either x is increasing that side, y is increasing this side, and z will increase there. If it is a box and you have turned it in any other form, then they can turn anywhere, anytime you wish to turn. And so the idea is that for a given cylinder, and you have the coordinates, if this is the y, and this is the x, and this is the z, this cylinder here I think I need to make it like this. So we say that the height, I used the coordinator last time, borrow coordinator. When you are filling up the coordinator, this one here is the z, and then if the coordinator was to be bulging, like if you were to be blowing air in those balloons used by telecom companies, and it is enlarging, then this would be this one is it the r? And then you have the z up, and then here. For if you got at any point in space, let's say at around here, on this side of this cylinder, if this is some point, so this would be the z, and then this angle here is where the projection of this point P is, will be our phi, and then from this point here to here will be the r. In some books you find that this is the S or something like that. If you want, you can relate if this is the angle, so if this is the phi, the angle cut by this plane here as it sweeps, and have this one being R, which is the same as this other side here. Then you can find the X being the same as R cos phi, because this is the R, you go like this. Y will be equal to R, you are stretching phi, which will be R sine phi, and Z will be equal to, Z will be whatever you will get once you are going up here. So Z will remain. If you want to derive both things, and once you know these, you can do whatever you want. So we are hoping to get a solution to this potential V R theta, I mean phi Z, and we can express this solution in terms of the solution by separation of variables. The solution by separation of variables requires to put the V R phi Z to equal to the solution in each of these coordinates. So we get the capital R. What is the capital of phi? Arafat. What is the capital of phi? Great. I will bring you back. Really front. When I lend a blind eye on you, having gone there, then for you open my ears. Arafat. What is the capital of phi? You don't know, or you just don't want to tell me? It's called psi. The one you do the Schrödinger equation. You got it, but it wasn't your turn. You were noise, according to electronics, you were noise in our signal. The signal was talking over Arafat, then there was psi. But I expected a deep voice. And then the Z, we agreed that we shall be using it. So we do so this is equation 2. So we use Roman numerals. Is it Roman numerals or Roman? These ones are called what? Romans, then these are Roman numerals. Oh, you don't even care. Okay, equation 2. Just stop. Note that the L is the same as the R along R plus R divided along the phi plus the Z along the Z. And then the gradient operator V, grad V would be the same as Kali V by Kali R plus 1 over R, Kali V by Kali phi plus Kali V by Kali Z. And if you want to get a Laplacian, the Laplacian grad squared V can be derived from the divergence of the grad. So in your free time, you can prove whether if I get this grad V and take its divergence, whether it gives me the Laplacian in cylindrical coordinates. So instead of wasting time arguing about the balls of Arsenal, then you can be chopping back. Remember those guys I told you that here on the weekend. And some people say, but you need to relax. And sometimes just go to the football match and relax. I told them, so you want me to go see people who are in the office earning money? And for me, you want me to be there just looking at them in their underwear, called Jazet. And me, I'm there, that I'm relaxing when some people are earning. How does that work? That's like juju, eh? You are there cheering somebody who is making millions of pounds a week. And those of you who want to enjoy, that you want to enjoy campus, these guys make millions of pounds, those in the Premiership, millions of pounds every week, but they never put on anything interesting. Hardly do they get time to put on the best suit or the best shoe. They are always in those shoes with the sticking out stuff. Always in underwear, on a training ground and in the pitch. They have good cars, good houses, but they don't have time to be in those places. They are traveling on a away game match. And if you have nothing, you say, we want to relax. With your small TV like this, you're also looking at the Kazania. Watching properly. So, I don't know. And what would be the town? That was the end. What is the town? In cylindrical coordinates. From the identities, I also put a file for the identities on web, so that you can start using them hard enough. So this would be R and R, divide Z. Okay, let's roll. Using equation 2 in 1, that is substituting for V equal to RR psi phi GZ. Yields. So we shall get 1 over RR. I'm not going to repeat the honors we used to do previously. In R, the capital R, the R plus 1 over R squared psi, the squared psi, the phi squared, plus 1 over capital Z, the square capital Z, the Z squared, and this is the operation equal to 0, and this would be our equation 3. These are already separated. This is in psi, this is in Z. So we say that we set 1 over Z, the squared Z, the Z squared to equal to some constant K squared, under equation 4. This would imply, Kauma, what is the general solution, the solution to this differential equation? What would be Z? It would be the same as A exponential KZ plus B exponential minus KZ. Or we can write it as Z equaling to A. How do you pronounce this? When you add the H on the sign. Sign KZ plus B cosh KZ is sign. So now our Laplacian equation becomes, there are people who talk and they put the end, that thing, the H somewhere, and they end up talking. You have not had such people. talk as if they are going to sneeze, like they have flu. So Laplace's equation becomes we have set, because this is separated, this is separated completely. There is no other variable here. That's why we easily get it k squared. So we would have 1 over r ddr in r the capital R, the small r, plus 1 over r squared psi, the squared psi, the phi squared, and we are having the k squared equal to 0. We still can remove something if we multiply it by r squared throughout. Multiply by r squared throughout yields. So it will remain an r here over r. ddr r the r plus 1, this would be 1 over psi, the squared psi, the phi squared plus k squared r squared equals 0. We have also now isolated or separated that one of psi, because there is no other variable entangled in the expression for, or in the term for phi that has psi, but which is for the phi coordinate. Separating out now psi equation, separating out psi, we will have 1 over psi, the square psi, the phi squared. We can call it a constant minus nu squared. And this should be equation, I don't know whether, had we reached equation before? Yeah, so this is equation 5. Then, so what would be the solution to this let me see, cardinal? What would be? Why are you laughing, guys? What would be the general solution in psi? Yeah. So this would be some constant k1 exponential minus j. We use I nu phi, then plus b1 exponential minus I nu phi. Or you can write it as psi as a function of phi being the same as c1 sine nu phi plus d1 cos nu phi. Finally, the other side is only having the r, so you can have this now is minus nu squared, So if that is the case, you can say that finally, did I make a mistake? Hmm?
Yes, in that solution.
This one is?
As if the power on the
It's positive. Which one? I don't know. It is you are mathematician. Hmm? Any of them? You want me to check the note? The notes are misleading. But since one is a sign, the one of sign should be, I guess, the one which is positive. So I will cross-check. I don't want to confirm. I don't remember my mathematics. Kauma, what is it? What is the truth?
Yes,
That's it. What do you mean by that's it? So I will cross-check in the actual notes, in the book, in the briefs, and be sure. Yes.
Yes.
Which one is positive?
The first one.
The first one. Okay, so finally, we have our equation which is 1 r over r ddr in r dr, then plus we have kr squared, k squared r squared, and then the other part here is minus nu squared. It's like a v, but and this equals to, and we can call this one equation 6. Or we can write it in a better way by multiplying by capital R throughout, so that we remain with R ddr in R d capital R dr plus k squared r squared minus nu squared in capital R equal to 0. So maybe we name this one 6 since it is looking more nicer. I'm kidding. That is the one which is number 6 in the notes. Introduce some constant k. Introduce some constant k equal to x over r. So if x is equal to kr, noting that ddx would be equal to k ddr. This is a differentiation from first principles. This will imply that ddr equals to 1 over k ddx. So if we introduce x is equal to this, implying that this is this, and we introduce it in equation 6, then the equation 6 becomes x squared is squared r, the r squared, plus x dr dx plus x squared minus v squared, sorry, not v, nu squared in capital R will equal to 0. Then the differential equation of second order in R. So a general representation of equation 7 is a general representation of equation 7 is this, if x is equal to, if y is equal to the dr, so we will have that x squared y second derivative y plus then x y first derivative then plus the x squared minus nu squared y will be equal to 0, where y is the r and y prime prime is the second derivative, which is the squared r, the r squared. And I think we are making a mistake here. This should be the x squared, because we changed the r to the x. Fred, up to now you can't see such things.
I see better.
You just shut up.
I just took my.
You quiet them, eh? Where n, so n, the error, sorry, the nu is now n. So this is n now. We are going to define n. Where n is a constant, and it is called the order of the Bessel function. The order of the Bessel function y and equation 8 is called the Bessel equation. The Bessel equation. And its solutions are known as Bessel functions. So when you are doing the Boas numbers in mathematical methods in physics, you didn't know why you are doing Bessel functions. And now you know how Bessel function is coming. That's why I'm like, I should teach a little bit of mathematical methods in physics so that people see where the mathematics integration comes in capacitors and inductors for integration, and then we do chop this Bessel functions. We are looking for potential due to the cylindrical coordinates. Yes.
We can have a request.
Yes.
So I'm requesting to find the lecture delivers 7 minutes to go for a test.
You have a test?
Yes.
In what?
No.
No, I didn't say where. I said in what.
In numerical analysis.
English is a problem. See the test in what it says in Jika. How would I that you will finish even at 4:59, and your mind is ready to do the other test without even a bother. You can never get enough time for reading for a test, I can assure you that. Even if I told you you do the test one in December, I would just be increasing your problem. Even if I told you we do this test for the 2 hours, you still will do what you can, even if I gave you 3 hours. But I have taken your point. And the fact of the matter is that I have covered enough. Once I add more on money, this is good enough for the, and we are moving. We are moving, because the next section is steady currents. And steady currents, we wouldn't go and take too much time on steady currents. We just need to know how some cables behave for our transmission of our electromagnetic waves, and then we move quickly to magnetostatics, and then we shall be soon in Maxwell's equations. The course, once I finish this part, the tricky part of the course is done. You have covered everything that is used in cables and the like. The rest is just trying to remind ourselves on how transmission is done. So a more general solution of this Bessel function is given by yx equal to aj nx plus bj nx. Do you have ns negative or positive anywhere on this expression where the constants a and b are ambivalent? That's why I do not see people like Shirat. I don't see people like, I can tell you everyone who has got. I can't. No, it's okay. I don't see people like Musingus. I don't see people like maybe Navkonde, other illusions, but I don't see that. Then I don't see people like because for me, when I now my head is scrolling through Mwere. Yes, so I look at the people's names and I don't see Aloyo. I don't see people like Feima. I don't see people like is this fella? Even Mwezi is not here. And then many. I just don't know what's wrong with the castle. So we note that under normal circumstances, under normal circumstances, Jnx is also equal to minus 1 Jnx. That is your mathematics business. I have no say about this. So Jnx will be equal to summation k equal to 0 up to infinity minus 1 to the k, 1 over k factorial equal n plus k factorial, then x over 2 to the k, 2k plus n. I don't know whether you just run these things, whether you just wrote them, but all I know is that they are in very Java words, mathematical methods in physics. So if you get time, the book is on Mwele, the whole book, so you can't say the library is closed. Power is now back and stable. The lighting system has been improved. There are lights everywhere. So, what else will you give? And if you want fresh air, I put for you a chair outside there. Consider the case. Consider the case where the potential is varying with only R and phi. So if it is just varying along this phi and R, either expanding this way or and around. So then we remain with two parts of the Laplacian equation, which is 1 over R dr, R dv dr, plus the 1 over R squared dv d squared v d phi squared equaling to 0. So it is varying along the azimuth as well as along the radius. And that's this, if we call this one equation 1, then we seek solution of the form, we seek a solution of the form, there are only two. So we have V equal to RR, then psi, phi. And if that is the case, substituting for V in equation 1 and then separating the variables, equation 1 becomes R over R in dvr in R dr plus 1 over psi d squared psi phi squared will be equal to 0. There are only two, they are all separated, each of them is purely up to its variable, so we got a variable and there's more parts of our equation. So that means that we can set this to be some constant k squared and this constant minus k squared, so that when you sum them up, they give you. So thus, R over R, dr, R d capital R d small r, is equal to k squared. This would be equation 2. And then the one in psi would be 1 over psi, the squared psi, the phi squared equal to minus k squared, and we call this one equation 3. consider the radio equation, then we get that consider the radio equation 2. Consider the radio meaning that the one of radius. Not the radio, like I said, equation 2 would be that we got r squared, the squared r over the r squared plus r dr is equal to k squared r. This will be our equation 4. We have some cases in terms of the k that we have assumed. Case 1, is that if we don't have to hustle such that we choose k to be 0, so that whether you square it, whether you make it negative, at the end of the day when you add up everything becomes. So then we have equation 2. Equation 2 becomes equation 2 is r over r dr, r over r dr in r dr. This was equal to k squared, and now we're saying in this case k equal to, on integrating, then we will have that, of course, multiplying by r over capital R over r, everything goes, this is differentiation, then you integrate, it becomes a constant. So we get that r dr by dr will be equal to some constant a, where a is a constant of integration. And once we got a constant, and we can first integrate again. Rearrange, then integrate again. And rearrangement, you get the r being equal to k over r. When we integrate, then we get natural log of r, then add a constant of integration. For purposes of consistency, we call it b. So on integrating again, so this would imply that the r dr equals to a over r. Integrating again, then we get that the solution r would equal to a natural of r plus some constant b, where b is a constant. So when k equals to 0, equation 3 becomes the one in the azimuth, or the angular one, since it is also an angle. The squared, we multiply by both sides, it goes away, so the square of psi by the phi square equals to the count to 0, with the solution of the form psi phi being equal to some constant c phi plus e. Of course, you integrate first, you get a constant. That is the psi to phi equal to a constant c. Then you integrate again, you get psi being equal to that constant times phi plus another constant. So if the other one was c, now plus d. So the solution without going through that also becomes that where c and d are constants as units of integration. Might have to run doing that clarification on each. We are about to reach there, where we are going. And I think, yeah, this, you said you have how many minutes? 5. So that's, I can't give you my 10 minutes. That's the other 5 is equal to A natural, the part of R, which is A natural R plus B, E nu, this other one, which is C 5 plus D. And this would be our potential. We'll just take in the case of when the potential is varying with the. Yes.
That is here.
Huh? That is it?
B.
Okay. Congratulations. Finally, we got you. So, case 2, quickly, and then I let you go. Now Fred is emancipated now. He can see and he can talk. Case 2, what if A times 0? The radio equation 2, the radio equation 2, above becomes, above means previously, becomes R over R, dr, R over R, dr, equaling to K squared, hasn't gone 0, which has a solution of the form, which has the solution of the form, which has the solution of the form, RR equaling to AK, R to the K, plus BK, R to the minus K. And this will be equation 6, assuming I had leveled the 5 as the one which is this one here. This is 5. Had I put 4? Or you are now not following? So, equation 3 becomes this one is already done. Equation 3 becomes the one in the Angelo one, psi b squared psi phi squared equals to minus k squared psi, for which the solution is psi phi equal to some constant b exponential plus minus ik phi, where d constant and K is an integer. And so, we can write as psi phi being equal to some constant Ck cos K phi plus dk sin K phi. Going to call this one equation 7. General 6. Thus, the general solution combines the two of them. Thus, the general solution, becomes VR theta, VR phi equal to this part here, AK R of the K plus BK R of the minus K multiplied with CK cos K phi plus DK sin K phi. And this becomes our equation 8. And we can summarize and say the constants AK, BK, CK, DK are formed by applying the constants AK, BK, CK, and DK are formed by applying dash to the problem. Jerome, applying what? Is Jerome around? Yeah. By applying what? Boundary conditions. By applying boundary conditions. So I allow you 3 minutes to the test, and then we shall do an example in using a conducting cylinder on money. Good luck in your test.